Alright, guys. Excuse me. So, hopefully, this is a third and final part 3 of my GM off season. I was talking before I started. I'm gonna say something real quickly. Today, I already talked to Clayton about this, but I want it to be more like a hands-on experience. Whoever's watching, like I said, thanks for taking your time out of it. I don't think I'm doing it just so you guys, so I can get attention or anything like that. I really do enjoy doing this, and I just want it to get to a point where I don't know, one of you text me and like be like, yo, I think you should target this guy. Watch him live today. Guy's a great guy. I think he's a hell of a player. I think the dude could play. Why don't you watch this guy's tape and tell me how you think? Or I want to see this more. I want to see less of this. I want it to be hands on, and that can be through text, YouTube. It doesn't matter. I just want it to be something where it's not just me recording and then I'm getting no feedback. I want it to be a two-way street. I want you guys to be a part of it too, even though you're not the one sitting behind the screen and recording it. So that's my little spiel for it. But we're gonna get right into it. So it's free agency time. I'm not gonna say I'm taking the Bengals approach where I don't sign anyone, but I'm definitely gonna sign. We're Cincinnati. We're not getting the LeBrons. We're not getting LeBrons. We're not getting the Durants. I'm sorry. We're not getting Paul George, Paul, Cousins, Capella, Ariza, Anderson. That's a guy to look out for. But we're not gonna get these guys. At least not now. I'm trying to lose. Obviously, I have $30 million to spend. I'm trying to lose, but we'll see how it is. So we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna start before I get into it. Excuse me. I'm just gonna show you my lineup of what it looks like right now. For anyone who's wondering, so we got Murray at starting point guard, and then we got our bench guy in Dellavedova. Hopefully, Dellavedova helps mentor Murray and solidify him into a hustler. I hope he doesn't develop his shot, though, because Dellavedova's shot is ugly, but that's not the point. So, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a third string point guard, which I have one in mind, as well as a two-way contract, so this guy can, I have one in mind, who can develop in the D League. G League, excuse me. All right, at shooting guard, this is where we need some help here. We got to add one or two guys who can help Thornwell at the position. I'm not saying Thornwell's not a good player, but it's one of the positions I'm willing to spend a little bit of money on to upgrade at that position. Small forward, we have Jacob Evans. Also, I need some backups here for him. I think it's important that Jacob Evans does start, so I'm obviously going to go with someone a lower overall than he is. But I would I'm going to try to bring in a veteran who's a lower overall but can help mentor Jacob Evans. At power forward position, I think we're set. We got Kenneth Faried, and then we got a big drop off, but we have two more guys. Maybe power forward. Backup power forward, maybe a senior, a veteran player, but my one problem with that is it's just there's not really any players who fit the scheme at power forward. I'll show you how to look that up. And then I'm looking for another center or another two-way contract. I think right now these two guys are going to be playing a lot. I think Chandler and Tice. I think both. I'm not necessarily saying competing for the starting job, but both guys. It's an open door for the starting center job. Right now, I'd say Tice is the front runner because he's younger, and I'm going for young, and I'm going for a younger lineup. I want a tank, but I also want these guys to get in-game experience and develop into better players. I think that's really important. Like Tice, he's got 78 ceiling. I think that's important. If I can get him there by year 3 or 4 of this rebuild, I really think he's a great depth player. Probably get him for cheaper than usual because he'll be 30, but I think that's important. I think it's important. So, excuse me, I get out of breath doing these things. So, point guard, I'm just going to jump right into it. So, this is called the system match proficiency. I am looking to get guys with the highest stars. I'm not going to bring in a guy like Rondo or someone like that because I want Murray to be the front runner. I don't want any competition there. I want this guy to be there. There's a couple guys, obviously Javon Carter was one of them. He actually didn't get signed, but he's asking for $6 million. That's not what I want. I want Briante Weber from VCU. Dude's an undrafted guy. Played for Houston, Memphis, Charlotte, Golden State. The guy's bounced around everywhere, and I want to offer him some consistency and to stay with one team throughout the year or years. I think he's a great bench player. I think he's a hustler, very undervalued. Personally, the guy's overall, I mean, he's a veteran. He's 25. He's undrafted. Guy's not gonna get much better, but I think it's important. The guy's stamina's good. He doesn't get hurt. Watch me say that he's gonna get hurt now. Hustler. The guy's a hustler. I mean, the guy can play. Perimeter defense is great. Dude's a lockdown defender on the perimeter. His basketball IQ is not great, but I think he fits the system. Actually won this past year in real life. He won the NBA D-League championship, which obviously we're not going to win this year, but it's nice to offer a guy with championship experience. So we're going to bring him in right away. He wants a $1 million, 2.06. I don't want to get outbid, so I will gladly give him his offer. I got so much money to spend, and we're getting all these guys who are undervalued guys. So I'm willing to throw what they want at them. I think it's important. So we're gonna stay at the point guard position. So Mario Chalmers is another guy. If a guy gets hurt in the middle of the season, I would not be surprised if Mario Chalmers found himself in a Emeralds uniform. But I'm looking at Xavier Ratane Mays, who came from Florida State. Not the year that beat Xavier, thank God. I wouldn't be signing him. But the guy's a great player. I'll link all these guys I've signed. There are YouTube videos of their highlight tapes. I made a playlist. If you guys are really into it, you want to get even more pumped up, I could gladly send you those. These guys are, when you literally type in their names, first thing that comes up, these guys are hustlers. These guys have never been high talent guys. They come in and they play hard, and that's guys what I want. We're not gonna be good this year, but I want to compete. And these guys, I want them to play hard, regardless of the record. And I think the guys that we're bringing in are gonna reflect that. So I'm only gonna offer Ratine Mays a two-way contract, personally, because we need 15 guys on the roster. With the two guys I have in mind and the other guys I'm signing, we'll have 17. So I don't want that. So hopefully we get these offers down. So I think we're good in the point guard position. Michael Carter Williams is another guy to keep a lookout for if a guy goes down and I need someone to sign. Okay, at the shooting guard position, I mentioned I almost took him in the expansion draft. I didn't because I felt like they weren't going to take his contract. Like I said, dude played for Cleveland. He's played under Lou's system. He is a perfect fit from Kentucky. He's a perfect fit, and he's cheap. I'm only spending $300,000 more than if I took him in the expansion draft, which I may have not got Matthew Dellavedova. So hopefully we bring in Liggins. I'm thinking about bringing in one more guy, and a little fun fact: I am going to bring in Tony Allen, who is the guy who started the grit and grind system. He was the true starter. He was the one that termed it. He called Rudy Gay out for him not playing because of an injured toe or something along those lines. An injury that should not keep you out. And he said that we were going to grit and grind, and he called him out. And that he started it. He's literally going to get, he's just an average player, but he's going to get inducted in the Hall of Fame because of the mentality he brought to Memphis. He changed the game, and I think it's important. So I'm gonna bring in Liggins and hopefully Allen. I will say we probably won't get the objective of bringing in guys who are 25 years or younger, kind of going old. We might not sign Tony Allen because I don't want to be on the hot seat my first year, but the guy is a consistent potential wise. I mean, the guy could still play it. He could still play. His stamina's great. Doesn't get hurt, but he's getting old, so that's a risk. The guy's a hustler. He's a defender. I mean, look at his credentials. Yeah, NBA champ. He was first time all defense 3 times, 3 times second all team. The guy's a defender, and that's what we're looking for. All right, we're moving to small forward. So obviously, if we were contenders, I'd look into a guy like Kyle Anderson, but I want Jacob Evans to be the guy. I don't want anyone else competing for him. I don't want anyone starting over him. He is the guy. I don't want to send off mixed emotions. Obviously, if we were competitive, Kyle Anderson and Thabo Cephalosha would be two guys we'd look at, which I think is from Switzerland, yeah. But yeah, and all these guys are defenders. I love it. But we're not gonna go. There's two guys I have in mind. Number one, Dante Cunningham from Villanova. I know I'm a Xavier fan. It's killing me that I'm bringing a guy in like this. The guy is old. He's 31. People say he's a bald David West. His potential won't get any better, which is good because I want Jacob Evans to always be starting. But the guy hustles, and I think he's a good mentor for Evans. Oh, so we have to wait. We have to wait a day for contracts, and then the other guy I'm probably gonna sign is Zakara White. So we will. Troy Williams is a good one. So Briante Weber says yes. So first, let's get rid of these guys. So I don't want Thomas. I don't want Collinsworth. I don't want Taylor, even though he's from Texas. So Tony Allen, Liggins, Will. All right, so we got those guys. So we're gonna offer some more contracts here. So I am going to go into. Excuse me. So we offered. So we got offered Cunningham a deal. So we gotta get Cunningham a contract. We'll give him. He wants 245. Just because I might swap him at the deadline because he's an older guy. I'll bring in Cunningham for a little bit cheaper. Hopefully he accepts it. Also, I am going to bring in Akara White from Florida State. He was also not part of that team. But like I said, another guy who can develop. I think we can bring him in for cheap, vet minimum deal. Another guy who will just ride the bench, but be there if injuries do occur. So I'm happy to bring in Akara White. He wants 227. I'll give him 190. I'll give them the deals they want, but I also don't want to give them overpriced. Like I said, we got a clean slate. One of the few advantages of having expansion draft is you can go clean slate and you don't have to worry about guys getting hurt. So the second guy I'm going to offer my D-League offer for is Troy Williams from Indiana. Kind of bounced around, hasn't really stayed on a team. It's kind of funny. He played for Houston for 2 different years after being on different teams, but I think it's important. He'll be our second guy, especially another guy to help develop with. Hopefully he takes it. Okay, so he appreciates the offer. Okay, that's good. That's good. So he'll be our second two-way guy. So moving to power forward, like I said, not really any guys who fit our system here, power forward. I mean, obviously, a Julius Randle seems enticing, but the guy wants 13 a year. I'm not willing to give that up. And the only guy who kind of fits the system is Derek Favors, and I am not interested in bringing in not a borderline all-star, but a guy for a playoff depth team, and that's how I'm looking for. And obviously, I thought about bringing Clint Capella in, but it's not realistic. I don't consider it realistic. So the only guy I'm bringing in is Ken Birch. Played for the Magic last year on a 2-way deal. He's a development guy. I want to bring him on the roster so he can mentor under Tyson Chandler and learn the way of being on the backside of the defense. I think it's important. So as of now, I think that's all the moves we're going to make unless a veteran is asked for cheaper amount of money on the deal. Really quickly, signed players right now. So LeBron is going to Cavs. Durant's a Warrior. DeMarcus Cousins is going to be a Laker. He's not going to the Warriors, which is nice. Brings a little bit of a balance. So Jabari Parker's going back to the Bucks. Rockets get Chris Paul back. Tyreek Evans is a Grizz. Isaiah Thomas is going back to the Suns. That's interesting. That was a very burnt bridge when he left. So Clayton, you got Nurkic back. I'm happy to see that. I always like to see the Blazers competitive. So any other big namers? Not really. Clayton will also like that. He's gonna be a pacer. Clayton, you can go watch him play if you want. So right now, we're bringing in Weber. So that puts us at, how many guys is that? So that puts us at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's going to be our lineup. That's our team right there, guys. So take a look. These are free agents. I'll put these guys as highlights, or most of them, in the description. But yeah, this is our team. We're running with it. And any other big name signings, you know what? Thunder. He's going back to Thunder. So I'll send to day 12. And then I'll let you know if anyone gets free agency signings. I'm not interested in bringing anyone else. It's our team. They're not good, but this is our team, so. so so we'll just take a look here. So obviously, Parker, you get your Supermax and LeBron. Durant's back, Rockets, Lakers, any guy. We'll go team to team. So Sixers retain all their guys. They get Gary Payton, interesting. Parker back to the Bucks. Man, the Bucks are getting better. They got Trevor Booker. I like that. I like that signing. The Bulls. Interesting. They're kind of buying at the free agency. I'd be rebuild. I'd be stripping that team down. They get Will Barton. Interesting. LeBron's back with the Caps. Davos Cephalescu, good signing. Oh, I don't know about that one. I like Rodney Hood, but I wouldn't give him 12 a year. I accidentally hit the remote. I wouldn't give him 12 a year. Absolutely not. You guys also got Zizic. Hold on. Wait, why is it all messed up? Huh? Oh, that's for centers. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Um, Celtics get Beasley, Baines. So Clippers get Harold back, E.G. Booth. You guys get the man back from Louisville. Nobody big. So we brought a Nick Bogo back, Cunningham, Weber, White, Liggins, Birch, Allen, Troy Williams, and Rateen Mays. Grizzlies not bringing any big namers, nor the Hawks. Man, they're kind of spending a little cash. Nigel Hayes, Xavier Killer. The Heat, Derrick Rose. Man, I wish he was on the T-Wolves. Interesting. Burke is going to be a Hornet. My boy David West, still in the league. It's crazy. Anyone else? The Knicks saying they're going to sign someone big and they end up not signing anyone. Lakers, oh my God. Lakers are getting a super team in Cabela and Cousins. Wow. Lakers are a team to look out for. Oh, there goes Taylor. He's gone. Back to the Magic. So that's our first guy we ever lost. Another Musketeer going to the Mavericks. Anyone else? From Vanderbilt, from Rhode Island? Yep. Anyone else on there? From Cincinnati. Fun fact, Luke Babbitt's from Cincinnati. That's another guy I kept an eye out was Torrey Gregg. I like Torrey Gregg. Defensive-minded guy. So the Rockets retain everyone except for Capella. I guess it. Oh, Collinsworth is gone to the Spurs. All right, that's our second guy we lost. Yeah, I think my T-Wolves. Okay, T-Wolves. All right. Blazers, Clayton, here you go. There's your guys, and the Warriors retain their beasts. So yeah, that's the there you have it. That's free agency. Player progression. So this is really, really important. So I'll let you guys read that for a second. So it's important to get these guys. First off, I mean, like, look at that. I got my 1-2 punch and potential, but it's really important for these guys to not regress or get worse. And we got to keep an eye out year by year. And if I ever miss some, I hope somebody points out to me. So obviously, when you hit 35, 36, you're going to go down. Chandler's getting a little bit less strong. He's getting a little bit worse down in the post, as well as Tony Allen. And still has great perimeter. And like physical, these guys are they're starting to lose it a little bit. Daniel Tice, it's interesting. That's not really important though, except for IQ. That kind of hurts. Anyone else lose anything? I hope not. All right, Ken Birch dropped a point. Dang it. Oh my God, that's bad. Look at Liggins. Jeezel. He literally regressed everywhere. So I'll probably send him to a camp to help him get better. And then Anuku, White. So these guys are regressing, and it's important to keep these guys from getting too bad. So later in the year, I'll show you how to try to prevent stuff. So NBA Summer League, I'm going to build this team. So this is who I'm running with the Summer League. I want guys on a roster to play in the Summer League to help build chemistry, which is at a 25 right now. You can see underneath the white screen right there. Fan interest is up though, which is nice. So I'm going to add a couple players. We got some young guys within, so I'll probably add a shooting guard, maybe a center. So we'll add some players. Zero Smith. Oh my God, yes. On the roster. We are looking for. I'll add Troy Brown to the roster. These are guys where we might not sign them this year, but definitely keep an eye out for next season. And hopefully these guys do well and they latch on somewhere else. That's what I'm hoping for. I always want these players to have opportunities elsewhere in other ways. So I'm not going to play these games, but I'll sim them and you'll be able to watch them and we'll go over stats and see who's playing well. So I'll just sim to the very end. Oh man, defense looked good. Oh, look, it's a Troy. Nice. Troy Williams had a good game. 17 points. Almost had a double-double. Jacob Evans had a nice. Well, we got to get that field goal percentage up, but not bad. Christian Anoku had a nice game. 7 for 9, 6 for 10 for Murray. Murray to 12, 5, 3. Continue to develop. Steals is important. I like to see that. Guys kind of stepped up. Rateen Mason had the best game. Made his field goal percentage, though. Shot not too bad from the floor. Let's see the plus and minuses. 27 for Troy Brown Jr. Nice. Nice. Williams had a good game. There's Smith. Anyone not have a good game? Evans and Murray. That's not good when my two guys I'm building around don't have good first games, but that's okay. So we'll play the Lakers next. If I remember correctly, I think, yeah, this Lakers team's stacked. They got Hart. Literally, this is their starting lineup in real life. And they got a Kogi on the bench. We're going to get cremated, but that's okay. Oh. Wow, never mind. Smith had another good game. Tice, Jacob Evans. I like to see his field goal percentage improving. Almost got a triple-double from Murray. Nice. Plus or minuses. Thornwell, Murray, Evans. That's why I like to see my three starters are doing well. That's big. That's big. So we'll just send to the next game. We play 3, and the way they rank it is points scored. So it's a little bit different, but with all the teams playing it, I think it's important. So if we can go 3-0 heading into the tournament, that'd be huge. And I spoke too soon. We probably lost on a buzzer beater, but that's okay. 1 point loss isn't going to affect our grade too much. Burke had a nice game. Teen Mays, White, Brown. Murray struggled. Jacob had 0 for 6. At least he made a free throw. It's terrible. Terrible. Tice had a bad game. That's okay though. That's okay. That's why this is why there's the summer league. So we got the third overall seed. We play an 0-3 Heat team. Obviously, winning this would be great, but I'm not looking to win it. I mean, it'd be great, but I'm just here to develop guys, and hopefully these guys continue to improve and get better. So hopefully they don't lose by an upset though. As Jacob Evans still gotta get that up, struggling. Murray almost had double for Anoku. I'd like to see that. Guys are starting to improve. Ike's hurt. Hopefully it's not too bad. Won't get affected by the season, but I'll take it. We move on to the next round. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, so I'll let CPU adjust that. So 1 man down creates opportunities for others. So we'll continue to send these games. So we get eliminated. There's that. So Murray had an okay game. Not really. Man, all these guys really struggled. They got outplayed. Negative 21. What did he shoot, man? That wasn't too bad. But that one stinks. It's all good. So we'll send the rest of it. And I'll show you the winner and the MVP. So now he's fully healed. So the Pacers actually won it with Edmund Sumner from Xavier. I'd like to see that. There we go. Diop, Leaf, Sabonis, Vanderbilt. It's not bad for them that they beat a Utah Jazz team who's running Aaron Harrison as their power forward. That's interesting. So, and I always like to do this. This is kind of fun. But the jersey sales for these players, we'll see if we make it. There we go. He's selling 65,000 jerseys. Not bad. Up and coming. So I always like to just see which rookie's getting the most. Lonzo's not getting the most. That is very misleading because in real life he definitely is. But so yeah, no. So we're just gonna continue to move on to the Pacers are crowned champions. We'll see who gets the All Star City collection. San Antonio, the Boardwalk, good for them. So they get it. I'm happy we didn't get it this year. I don't want it. I don't want it. So I'm gonna insert the rookies, the 2019. I like to use actually the first one up here. It's really nice. It's really good. They don't overpower Zion too much, which is good. They actually make him develop, which I enjoy. So we're just gonna send this USA Hoop Summit. I'm not interested in it. USA cremated the world. RG Barrett had an okay game. Bol Hachikamara. Jackson Hayes didn't play. Reddish. Interesting. Okay. Zion at 16 from Murray State. Put on a tear. 22 and 2. I'd like to see those assists get up, but that's okay. So now it's important to send these guys to camps. I'll tell you, whoever's running one of these, it is vital to send players to untapped potential, especially young, when you are in full rebuild mode. So Lou wants to send Chinanu to rebounding camp. Yeah, I'll send it to him. I got plenty of, because I play this game so much, I get 8 free camps. So right away, you go to untapped potential. Murray's the first one. Now he's got an A potential, which I'll show you what that means. I'll show you right now. So Murray, you get 3 extra potentials points. So originally he was an 86, now he's an 89. And that's huge. And you do that for 3 years, you can get him up to a 95. And because it's hard, nothing's guaranteed, but it is important to build it up. So right now, Jacob Evans is an 81 overall potential. In the NBA, he's an okay number 2 as an 84. But I like to send Jacob Evans to untapped potential, which pushes my name minus potential. And I do that for a couple years. If I can get him to a 90 and Murray to a 93, 94, you got a great 1-2 punch and an absolute threat in the East, especially when these guys are hitting their absolute strides, or when guys like LeBron, Dwayne Wade, all these guys are retiring, which is very important. So I'm gonna send one more untapped potential. I might not. None of these guys I really want to develop too much, because you don't want to do it to every player, because once those players leave, they have a better potential, and that might bite you in the butt. You want to do it to guys where you truly think are going to stay for a long period of time. I think it's really important. Perimeter shooting, I want to like I mentioned, this is the whole reason why I picked Thornwell. I want him to get better at three-pointers. Right now he's an 81 overall. So for three-pointers, I want to continue to increase that. I need that one big three-pointer at the end of the games, because this team's not going to blow anyone out. Next, we're going to go with big man defense, which helps increase defensive IQ, block, low post DIQ, shot contest, defense consistency, everything we need to really embrace this grit and grind. And I think Kenneth Faried's a perfect example. Shot contest. I mean, this guy we're just trying to get him better. Next, we're going to go to combo guard. I just want to continue to increase Matthew Dellavedova's passing and his defense and his hustle. I think that's important. Next one, we're going to do big man defense. I'm going to send Daniel Tice there. I think it's important that he continues to get better. And finally, we're going to go with perimeter defense. We are going to make the beast and Tony Allen even better. The guy's got 97 on-ball defensive IQ. Literally, you can't get any better than that. Pass perception, 90, 94 pick and roll defense. Like I said, I want to embrace these guys to get better. And that's our training camp. And we are going into the season. And I'll set up our lineup. First, we got to meet with the owner and make sure that everything he wants us to do will get done. So he wants to be profitable for the next 3 years. That is not a problem. That's an easy objective. He want to win our first home game. I can do that. I'll play that game. We need a good CFO in 3 years. I might accomplish that. Depends. We need a top scout. Yep, that's one of my priorities, is to get a good scout. Playoffs within the first 5 years. Yeah, I think by year 4 or 5 we should be in the playoffs. If not, then we're underachieving, and that's on me. Wow. I will probably not be able to beat the Raptors first game. But before we get into anything else, I am going to first contract extensions. Quick rundown. I plan on re-signing Farid and Dellavedova. I think those two guys are vital, for somewhat cheap, and I think they're guys who need to be part of this franchise for a couple years, despite age. I think it's important. I think Tyson Chandler's another one. No cool, I don't know yet. Depending, he doesn't really fit the scheme. And if anyone's confused on how to fit the scheme or anything like that, it's right here. It's called system proficiency. So we're running the grit and grind system, and here's what it looks like. DeJounte Murray literally fits it. Jacob Evans is up there. Farid's up there, and some of these guys who don't really fit that well have less of the bar filled. Like look at Anukwa, he just doesn't fit the system, but it's a body. But like Murray, like I think it's just important, and obviously some of the positives is slower tempo, physical style that wears down offenses. Interior focus is more on free throw opportunities, which we have some good shooters from the charity stripe. And then also slow tempo, it's harder to make comebacks. Like I said, we're not going to blow out teams. If we're going to win, it's going to be grit and grind to the last second. And we're going to win because we frustrate the team and we're going to be better mentally. And that's important. Playbook-wise, a lot of isolation. Like when you think of Grizzlies, you think of Conley getting screens from Gasol and passing it and putting in a dunk. That's the way you run it. You're not going to swing the ball in the zone. That's not how you play it. And I think that's important. Lineup-wise, bench, Dellavedova's your sixth man. Thornwell's going to be playing a lot. I see Tice playing a lot. I think that's important. And then finally, so team intel, I'm just going to run through all this. So if I pull it up in a later video, you know what I'm somewhat talking about. So you can check each team. I think we're the only team not in the negative for cap space, and we have $24 million, but I want to keep it that way. By the time 2 or 3 years when Murray and Evans' contracts are over, I want to have $40 million so I can give them 20 each. I think that's very important. And also guys like Farid, I want to be able to always have the option to extend a guy or trade for a cap space, but get draft picks or anything along that while. So obviously we're rebuilding phase. A lot of these teams are rebuilding. Do they have the Nexus buying? Oh, they're not terrible. I got Porzingis to build around. I got Michael Porter Jr. So I'm not gonna jump into this episode, but obviously like prospects, obviously Zion, Morant's a big one. I really like Nasir Lero. The guy I want is Jackson Hayes. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're probably not gonna get the first overall pick. That's just the way it is. Jackson Hayes is one of those guys I feel like Cincinnati guy will sell tickets. He's a hustler. Guy's great defensive. Huge potential guy. We can really boost it up. So throughout the year, you can jokingly make fun of me. I like to use analytical stuff, so I'll be running a lot of graphs and charts to help figure out what player would be best fit for us. Obviously, something along those lines. And we can also compare teams, matchup lines, projected lineup. We can run with this. It'll be important that I'll check this before every game, even though I'll be simming. Yes, I'll be simming for 10. I sim 10 games, and I show you the stats of each game, and then I play an important game or rivalry, or I'll jump into a game that's close, and I'll play that, and hopefully videotape it, clip it together, and put it on YouTube. So that'll be good. Training is really important, like really important. I won't get into this today, but our next episode we will start with training, and we will spend 20 minutes on training, and then I'll sim the first couple games. I'll probably sim the Raptors game, our home opener, and if we're getting blown out, I'm just going to let the game play. But it's important. Team finances, jersey sales, pricing graph. We can figure out how much money we're making. I can set price tickets depending on how that goes. Team relocation, not interested. I do want to show you guys this. So that's her logo. Uniform-wise, so that's our home. That's our away. I'll be... They do not have an alternative uniform yet, but I'll be making one, and hopefully you guys give me feedback on what it should look like. But I think these just look so clean. You kind of got the shell pattern. It looks cool. Really looks cool. And then the arena, you got US Bank. I think it looks nice. Even though it's just gardens. Maybe we rebuilt the gardens. I don't know. But it looks nice. I think it looks good. We'll probably be making changes to the arena halfway through the year. Maybe we'll put some sponsorships of Skyline, fun stuff like that. I mean, like I said, this is all for fun. I also wanted just to do a challenge. I really enjoyed. So division, power rankings, I'm guessing we're going to be last. Second, of course, the Knicks. So yeah, no, so we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to have good expectations, but I hope we surprise some teams this year. And GM rankings, I'm probably gonna be last. I'm not last, but the first couple years it's gonna be like that. But no, I'm really excited to dive in. We got a tough schedule coming up. I I could see us not winning a game until Denver or Chicago. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you on the flippity flip. Womp womp.